democratic setting, number one thing is that freedom. The freedom of expression is what defines democracy. So in trying to use government instrument to shut people up, to imprison people of their thought, to imprison people of their fundamental right of expression, I see us going back to military regime. Now let me put it to you that the highest form of punishment for corrupt persons, whoever that has been seen as a corrupt person by court, the highest punishment is 3 years imprisonment, for instance. Whereas in China, the highest punishment for a corrupt person is death by hanging. But you could not see the reverse as the case in Nigeria, that the corrupt person will just go spend 3 years and he's set free, or he will spend the whole of that year of his imprisonment in hospital bed through plea bargain. But somebody who simply expresses his dissatisfaction against the government and will now be termed as hate speech will now be hanged to death. Nigerians, this is the time we should rise up against this inhuman and against this satanic act of what they call hate. Who define hate speech? It is the politicians, government officials that are also promulgating the hate speech more. You hear them during their campaigns. You hear them calling them bamboo will be sucking blood. We will make this ungovernable. All of that. What else do you need aside this to be called hate speech? Is it a common expression by the citizens of the country, of this country, who will come out and say what the government is doing that is against the tenets of democracy, and then you want to coerce them? You want to now imprison them so they don't go further to express themselves. I see this as a cowed, as a deliberate plan to cow the Nigerian people and tempt them from expressing themselves. And this act, this whatever bill they call it, will not stand the test of time. We will reject it with all form that we can. Constitutional, we will explore all constitutional means to reject this bill, this satanic bill called hate speech, because it is only the court of law that can define what is hate speech. But for executive arm of government to just wake up and say you want to control social media, you want to control people who are sending fake news, and okay, who is even giving fake news more than the government? The other time Mr. President traveled out for medication. Lai Mohammed came and told Nigerians that the man went on his normal leave to go and rest. But when the president came back, he said he had never been sick as the way he did. So who gave out fake news? It was the same line. So who now hang Lai Mohammed to death, for instance, for giving us fake news as Nigerians? So generally speaking, the intention is bad. The intention is negative. The intention is simply to show, because they have so many bad laws that they are trying to impose on Nigerians. So the best way to do is to tame us and to make sure we don't speak against it. That is just the plan. And I tell Nigerians to rise up to the occasion. We reject it. Very soon we are going to march to the National Assembly. They are our elective. And I wonder, the constituency member of this man who moved this measure, I wonder if this is the true reflection of their wish. Did they elect him to go as Nigerian people to say this is what we want? So the members of his constituency should even recall him immediately for presenting what is not their mandate, for presenting what they never accepted to do. So they should even recall him. Recalling process against that member should start now, because he's misrepresenting them in the National Assembly. That was not why they sent him there. They sent him there to go and make law that will better the lives of people, not to come and coerce and then pinch down Nigerian people.
So guys, in my own opinion, what is going to be detrimental to the Nigerian people should be overflogged. You know, people should continue to say it over and over again, because most of the time we tend to keep quiet. We tend to say, oh, let's leave it. It does not matter. No, they cannot try it. They won't try it. You will be saying, no, they won't try it. Oh, na lie. Before you know it, before your very eyes, these people, they will do the unthinkable. And most of the time, people are afraid to talk. People are afraid to express themselves. And that is why they are coming up again to compound with this problem, to compound with this stage, or with this state they have really put Nigerian people. Because they know some people don't even care. Some people are just about going their own thing. Some people were like, oh, let it be so, let it be so. And people have been saying, if you think it is Mr. B's or Mr. A's turn today, Who is going to be next? When it's going to be your turn, then what are you going to say? Oh, some people will say, oh, I don't even talk about the government. I don't talk about the this thing. But we know that we have a lot of irregularity happening in our community, in our society. Just for example, you are just going on your way, a policeman just apprehend you just for no cause, and before you know it, you are behind bad. Have you said anything bad about the government? And you will be looking for people to come for your rescue, to come and speak on your behalf. If all this impunity continues to happen and people don't say anything, little things that people overlook and say, oh, it doesn't matter, it doesn't mean anything, oh, this is not our problem, we have larger problem at times. By the time those things begin to accumulate, it will get to a stage you will not be able to do anything about it, and it will be so late that time. And the unfortunate thing there is that the man that proposed this bill, he said he's not going to back up, he's not going to back off, he's not going to do this, he's going to whatever, he's going to defend that bill, even if they are going to smash the bill on the floor of the Senate, that is going to continue with it, that he brought it in the State Assembly, and he's still going to, since he has brought it again, he will follow it through. It now depends if Nigerians will be able to, condone this kind of a thing. See what is happening. Just like what this man in the video was saying. These people, and people have been saying it, what is the penalty meted for people who have been looting us dry? So does it mean this Abdullahi, the Sabi Abdullahi, he does not know what is happening, within his colleagues, what they have been doing, a lot of things that have been happening. So all of those do not bother him. It is the hate speech. It is the hate speech that he's talking about. What is the hate speech? Just like the man said, until when we go to court, they will be able to define what hate speech means. So if somebody criticizes, oh, it is hate speech. It is hate speech. Even somebody says something that is false, if at the end of the day they find out that that thing is not true, it will be discarded. Even if such person comes up with something else again, or something that is false, people will not take it serious. Naturally, it will die a natural death. Not that you are now bringing it as if that is the Nigerian problem, that they have to face it. People have to be this, they have to that. He said, oh, people have not looked into this thing, that they just heard about death by hanging, and all Nigerians started talking here and there. Then what is the punishment meant for people who have been looting us? So those ones, they've not been killing people. Somebody will be accused of 5 billion naira. Even we have seen a lot of them, just like even Lucky Benedion. How much was he accused of? How much was he asked to pay at the end of the day? So the money meant for the masses that somebody looted, and a lot of people have died in that process. Road that you are supposed to do, a contract has been awarded that a road should be done. At the end of the day, nothing will be done. And because of that, we have a lot of accidents. We have a lot of things happening. At the end of the day, people are dead. So such person that was involved in that kind of a corruption, what should be done to that person? If we don't come up and say the right thing at the right time, by the time they accumulate, and when it will affect you, you might not even think that it's going to come from that direction, because we are fond of, oh, let's keep quiet, it doesn't matter, oh, because you are part of the government, or you are sympathetic to the government, oh, they should do this, they should do this, they should do that. If people say things and you think that is not the right way to go, why can't you look at the whole thing thoroughly, holistically, instead of, oh, because you believe, or they just feel that, okay, anything that they are saying, they are just trying to, or people are just trying to dent your image. It goes beyond that. And people have been referring to Lai Mohammed, a lot of things that he said that were not true. Then who is going to hang him? Who is going to say, oh, let him go for it? These are the same thing that these particular people did, and now they are feeling offended. They are getting angry over that. They say they are not going to back down, that they will continue with it. And let us see whether Nigerians will be docile and continue to look at them and continue to watch them. We have few people that are talking. We have few people that are really, in the forefront. The same thing that they are hanging on Showore, insult, this and this and that. We knew quite all right when the president said he's in a UN program in New York, calling the world leaders to look at the issue of social media. And somebody said that don't worry, by the time he comes back, you will see that somebody from the National Assembly will raise that bill. And lo and behold, we are here. You see where we have found ourselves. And the man is saying, oh, nobody told him to do that because he has looked thoroughly. I mean, the Abdullah, that he has seen everything thoroughly, he looked at everything thoroughly, that he see that is what is causing problem in this country. Like, seriously, excuse me, like, seriously? When pensioners are not being paid, when workers are not being paid as at when due, and you are saying hate speech. What is hate speech? How can you define hate speech? If somebody says something that is against someone's ethnic, whatever, you know, they are leaving the main issue and just, you know, parabolating on things that are not relevant to the people. Just like the man said, the people that voted for that man, you know, from his constituency, they should be able to call him back if that is what they sent him to go and do there. And they should let them know, or maybe they are supporting him for what he has said. So guys, I would like to hear from you. You know, just let's hear from you what you think about what this particular man said in this video. Leave your comments below in the comment section. Thank you very much. Bye.